Okay, welcome back to part 2, teardown. We're going to go ahead and start at the battery first. Got to get this battery disconnected because you're going to be dealing with some wire harnesses. You're going to be dealing with some fuel injection. Oh, it's not a terrible teardown, but it is kind of intensive as far as you're going to be pulling apart whole assemblies. Examples, fuel injection system can actually get pulled as one assembly. The alternator has to get pulled as an assembly. There has to be some disassembly from the front side. And also while we're in there, we got a tensioner that needs to be replaced, because on this model the tensioner actually flows the return and hot water for the heater core. Fun. First time I've seen that. So that's how it goes. You know, cars are nothing but parts. Parts need to work or they don't. And one thing about these cars, either all the systems work or they don't. Alright, let's get started at the battery first.
First, we're going to unplug the mass airflow sensor. And then we're going to unplug connected, but just go ahead and disconnect those for the second step. Just kind of move it out of the way. Okay, next we're going to take off the throttle linkage. And that should be a 8mm, and you're going to want an extension and a 1/4" drive socket. And there's 2 bolts. There's going to be one here and one here. Just loosen it enough. Oh, let's see. Oh, there's a second. Alright, once you get that loose, you're actually going to want to, you can't see it, but there's going to be two link wires. Alright, so you're going to have this little pop tab deal here. This is for your cruise control. And then the second linkage is going to be your actual throttle. And it should come out pretty easy. You might have to move the throttle body back. Hold it back and just kind of pop it out. But it should just come out very easily. And you just set that to the side. And then put your bolt back into your throttle body. So that way you don't lose it. Lose the bolts to the throttle linkage. Alright, so now we're going to take off the throttle body. There's going to be 3 bolts holding the throttle body on. I'm going to do the first 2, and I'm going to show you the tricky one, but we'll get to that one.
The other thing is you want to drain your coolant before you get this far. Unfortunately, this motor has actually drank the coolant that was in here, so we don't have coolant to worry about. It burned it off. It was kind of neat. The owner said, "Oh yeah, I forgot. I did put water in it right before it broke down." Well, coolant's one of those things you shouldn't have to add to. If you're having to add coolant normally more than once a year, it's going somewhere. Whether it's being burned, leaked, something bad's going on.
Okay, first bolt's here. Second bolt's going to be... Okay, second bolt. Okay, now the next tricky one I was talking about, it actually sits right behind here, this bracket. Now, we've already kind of tested this car, so the bracket's loose. There's only 2 ways to get to this bolt right here. Right where my finger is. You either got to take the exhaust off, or do my trick. And what I do is, there's a bolt that's underneath this bracket. You're going to need an 8mm wrench for it. The bolt sits behind this bracket. Get the 8mm bolt, loosen it just enough, and then this thing will actually move up and down, and you can just move it over to the side just enough to get to this bolt. So you can tear off the throttle body, so then you can eventually get to this bolt. And we'll show you this bolt once we get the throttle body off. Yeah, this intake's done.
Yep, I see the original GM sticker. So it is a factory. Has not been done.
I've always hated 2-piece intake manifolds.
Well, throttle body has to be detachable for many reasons. It would be way more expensive to replace one of these if they were 1 unit.
Maybe easier.
Be more expensive.
Okay, so now we got throttle body off. We move that aside because we don't
Hold
need
on,
that.
let's see something yet. You can actually see the coolant right there that was ingesting, and see where it's getting white and clean. It was coming up right through this channel, but the crack is actually on the intake side, not this side. Okay, you want to put this in a very safe place.
See underneath.
Yep, this is our crash cart. Recommend one of these from Harbor Freight. They are great for tear down by the car. This is in our Bay 4.
Alright, so this bolt actually sits right there, and the bolt that we're looking at is right there. that's when you're gonna have to go underneath the exhaust and hit it right where my finger is. You have to hit it with a wrench so you can move it aside. But since we're not doing any more tear down as far as I'm going to leave it on there because we're not going to need to take it off for what we're doing.
Now where the coolant's coming from, if you look where the metal post is right there, that tube, that's the EGR passage, and there's water on both sides of that, and that's where it's literally being pumped up. You can actually see the gap. I don't know if my camera will, but I can sure see it with my eye.
Oh yeah, the little gap right there.
Right there, yep. That's where the coolant was being fed from, and you can see the channel. The whole thing's done.
We're actually going to take apart this bolt because this bolt is a bracket for, looks like, some wires and the fuel hosing.
Make sure you retain all your hardware as well. Some of it you're going to reuse, some of it you will not. Hey, you think RTV would fix that leak? Take the whole bracket, you would do better off with it. It would keep it supported. Perfect.
Okay, it looks like there's a bolt right there.
You might want to start to tear down on the front.
I will in a minute.
Okay.
I want to get this bracket off. Alright, so now we're going to undo the belt because the alternator and a bunch of other stuff has to come apart, so we're going to do the belt first on this side.
There's a good way to lose a finger.
Uh-huh. That's why I pulled the wrench. Dude, I swear it's like a 3-hour tip.
Yeah, I see it moving now.
It's like a 3-hour teardown for something simple.
Yes, this is why new cars are so expensive to work on. Come on, one bolter, you ain't got that thing out yet? Oh. Is it a long bolt? Oh. Yeah, GM loves their long bolts, man.
Dude.
Hold on a sec. There you go. Sounds like it's got some chunkies in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's try some dirt. 3 hours later, front of the motor is finally done. Now we can move on to fuel injection.
Well, no, the tensioner has to come off.
Oh. Okay, well, we're replacing that anyway. You have to have your coolant out, and we're going to have to replace those pipes. Yeah, this gets interesting. You start tearing one of these apart, you're going to be replacing parts that, well, we need it for one, but you need to do it really when you're in there at the time. Even though it does get expensive quick in parts. Rock Auto, though, saved us a lot of money. We're about $230 in parts so far. It should have been $500 at O'Reilly's. Don't get me wrong, cert belts are reliable, but they're not that reliable. One thing, if you're going to do this job, you need to replace, there's a plastic elbow that comes off this manifold, and it cracks, and it will leave you stranded. I've seen it happen.
Yeah, I don't see any other bolts in this.
No, you're fighting that last hose right there, Kev.
Yep.
It's right there. Yeah, you gotta go that way. You gotta pop that out. You either pop it out from the manifold. Yeah, I knew this was going to be a bit of a fight, just by design. Hey, look at that. Oh, is there an O-ring there for that? That bottom.
Yeah.
Yes, there is. Okay, well, that whole assembly is getting replaced. You wonder why that pulley on this one's expensive? Well, it's got coolant and it's got all sorts of neat things. We're going to do a different next video on that. We're going to do a separate section on that.
Alright, so now we're going to take the spark plug wires off. Now, if you're not very familiar with these GM engines, I would say mark them with a Sharpie before you take them off. You take the spark plug wires off. If they'll come off. The only three you really need to take off is going to be the three that's going over the intake manifold. Other than that, you can leave the other three on. But it's still good to mark all of them. So that's off.
But you should be able to lift that off now. If all the mounts are off, it should just pop up. We're trying to show you ways to make this easier so it's not a complete, I mean it's a teardown, but it's not a nightmare teardown, because there's some that can get pretty interesting.
Okay.
You gotta fight past those O-rings because there's two sets of
I
seals.
know, I need the everything but pliers.
Again?
Yep.
Where are they? Oh, right here.
I run this chair to my Oldmobile. Just gotta stick it in the hole.
And he found another legitimate use for them. Fuel injector removers for GM tools. I'll have to add that one to the resume on that one. Oh, I'm not liking what I'm saying. Oh. Yeah, we got some nasty gunk on the injectors. We've got some cleaning to do. And lots of it. Like, this job is half replacement of parts, the other half is good house cleaning. Okay, now I'm going to pull that up as a complete assembly. We're going to see how we can lay that over without disassembling it. We can clean it without disassembling it. Oh, it's in the back by your spark plug wires, man. Another use. Fuel injection tool. Alright, you can just leave that off to the side, and we're going to have to do some cleaning because the injector tips look pretty freaking gnarly. Oh, yeah, that's how it goes. It's fine, you don't have to tie them off before we do it. You don't want to tie it off tonight.
Looks like we got accessibility to the...
Yeah, looks like we can get to all 6 bolts.
Where's... Oh, the hidden one right there.
Yep, that's what they mean by hidden bolt. It's not really hidden, but if you try to pull the intake manifold with the injectors installed, it ain't going to happen. Anyway, so we're going to stop here for tonight. Tomorrow, part 3, we're going to pull the intake, we're going to show you the cracks, and then show you the rebuild, and probably in part 4, we'll get this thing running, retest, make sure it holds water, and get it back to our customer. Sounds lovely, and that's what we do every day here at Keith Cabin's Repair and Restoration. Thanks for watching. If you like the content, subscribe. We'll see you in part 3.